Alright, here we have Fashion Police Squad being played on the Xbox Series X, courtesy of the publisher. Um, so this is a retro-inspired first-person shooter that's a bit different. So the game has you completing objectives and um, instead of killing enemies, you are tasked with making them look good, for lack of a better way to put it. So you have to shoot your enemies, and they'll become like sexy or good looking or what have you, whatever the game happens to call them at the time. And that's the name of the game. So you run around um, making enemies look good and completing objectives. And that's the game. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's very addictive. It's a very fun game. It's funny. The writing's really good. Here I have the tie-dye 4 lead gun I'm using. Now you'll notice that I have two firing modes. I've got the laser beam, and then I've got the shotgun portion. Now, if you notice, when the guys were on the scooters, I could kill them with the paintballs. I had to kill them with the little laser, or I guess make them presentable with a little laser beam. Um, I really, really, really don't care for this mechanic. Mechanic being that um, each enemy is required to be dispatched, if you will, with a particular or very specific weapon type. So, for instance, oh, there we go. Okay. In the later levels, you get like a belt whip. Actually, yeah, in this mission, I believe. Um, and enemies can only be killed with that particular whip, or you'll get another gun. The enemies can only be killed with that gun. Um, or I guess a better way to put it would be like, I don't know, beautified, if you will. I really don't like that mechanic at all. It's not fun. This is telling me I have to use this new gun I'm getting. This tailor-made. So now I got the big beefy guys that can only be taken out with the tailor-made machine gun. And then you'll come up against rooms that'll have multiple enemy types. So you're constantly having to switch between the weapons. I do like how it gradually introduces the different weapons. I do like that. But I don't like the fact that it relies on switching the different enemy or the different guns based on the enemies that it pits you against, because you're constantly flipping through these guns to try to dispatch his enemies. And here's the whip you get to use. And you'll have an enemy that only gets killed by the whip. Again, this game is very, very addictive, very fun and entertaining, but the fact that you have to rely on these different weapons gets old rather quickly, and takes what a fun game this is and turns into a not so fun game, because you're instead of trying to just lay waste these enemies, um, in a fun run and gun manner, you were forced to kind of slow down and strategically play this game. This isn't a strategy game. This is a first-person shooter. It should feel like one. And the amount of strategy needed for this game, it just shouldn't be here. Is that to say this isn't a good game? No. This game's amazing. It's just, after so long, the mechanic of switching between weapons gets very, very old very, very quickly. And turns what was once a fun game into a not so fun game. So you can't even shoot the billboards with anything but the Tie-Dye 4 Elite. But I do like the writing. The writing of the game's pretty good. It's funny. And just the overall gameplay is pretty funny. The little one-liners from the enemies, the writing, the environments. It's a lot of fun. But again, the gameplay mechanic that's forcing you to use these different elements for dispatching your enemies just gets extremely old. So you're at 48 health when I could have taken these enemies out in a regular shooter in a matter of seconds. So, yeah, I mean, I guess take it how you will. Do I recommend this game despite its flaws? I'd say yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Fashion Play Squad's worth picking up. I'd say if you're looking for a unique first-person shooter experience, this game will definitely give you that. It is a very unique game in its presentation and its mechanics, but again, those mechanics can get extremely old extremely quickly. But if this looks like your thing, hey, pick it up. It's a good, decent game, despite its mechanics feeling rather stale within the second mission. The second mission, guys. By the second mission, I didn't want to play anymore. I did, but I didn't want to because it wasn't fun for me anymore. The excitement kind of wore its welcome when I realized that no, it's just more of the same thing, and I'm going backwards. It's more strategy than run and gun shooter. So if you like your first-person shooters with quite a bit of strategy involved, pick this game up. Yeah, but in the same token, if you want a unique first-person shooter that it has great writing and whip it. That's what I do. And decent, though still, gameplay at times. Pick this game up. It's fun. It's worth experiencing. And I will leave it at that. I want to thank the publisher for the opportunity. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. And as always, until next time, take care and happy gaming.